You are hired. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family, young man. Welcome to the Superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be battling it head to head with LinkedIn because I was wondering what mad skills do you need to be a pilot or to be a truck driver or to do something, or I don't know, whatever job you want. Yeah, so as usual, can't come up with a topic. So I do take requests, like and subscribe, and give me a requested idea for a show. And so I was like, well, what kind of skills? I was thinking about doing it on like jobs or something like that. Skills, like what skills are in demand. But I wanted to kind of tie it back into aviation a little bit because, well, I like talking about airplanes. That's kind of why I have this channel. And yeah, so it's just I looked up I don't know, top 10 skills something something, and linked in the description below is just some LinkedIn web page that I found, and I got 10 things. So I guess this is like what people are looking for, on the top 10 things people are looking for when they post a job listing on LinkedIn. Okay, I don't have a LinkedIn page myself. Never really needed one. But anyways, oh, hey Travis, welcome to the show and thank you for the compliment. Let's let everyone else see how great I look today. Yeah, yeah. Should have put on a tie maybe for the job interview. But I did get some new glasses though. So I don't know, they look about the same as the old glasses. They're slightly different. So let's get to the my little whiteboard here. And this is the stuff I had to write really small on here. It's the things that LinkedIn were saying that like this is what you need for your job. And skeptical me, I just started off looking at it. And I was like, okay, that there's nothing on there like, can you do the job? Do you have the licenses to do the job? Like, if you're going to be a truck driver, do you have a truck driving license? I've had people apply for flying jobs and they don't they don't have a pilot's license. It's like, what were you smoking when you sent in this resume, dude? But it was pretty good. I showed it to all the rest of the employees around, and we had a good laugh. I forget if I blocked out the name or not, probably. But yeah, you get some doozies for the for the resumes. So okay, I'm gonna mark with my little red marker here, and I'm gonna check off to see, does this really apply to aviation? So okay, let's try it out. They said, according to LinkedIn, the number one skill that they want, that employers are looking for, number one, communication. I would say that would get a check mark. There you go. That's what it's going to look like. We got the one check mark. Communication in aviation. Yeah, you're talking on the radio to control towers and other traffic, and yeah, you do have to have. It doesn't have to be perfect English, but it has to be understandable. And you are no pilot out there gets to go flying unless they have if they pass a standard of English. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, but it's you got to understand aviation lingo, anyways. So, and English is the language of aviation throughout the world. So you got to learn English no matter what country you're in. So there we go. Next one. LinkedIn says customer service, and I don't know what they mean by customer service. It's kind of like, would you like that could, it's so nebulous, these all these terms that they use. So customer service, does that mean would you like fries with that, or does it mean like I took a shower today so I don't stink and I don't like offend the customer? I don't know what customer service means there. So I don't know. As far as customer service for being a pilot, I mean, you got to be polite to any of the passengers that you have on board, and it depends on what kind of flying you're doing too. So I'm going to give that one a half mark for customer service because, yeah, it's my show. I'll give it a half mark. So there we go. Leadership. Do you need to be a leader to be a pilot? I would say no, but a lot of these things that LinkedIn was talking about was that, if you want to be a manager, maybe like the captain of an airplane where you're kind of overseeing the crew, whether that's your first officer or your flight attendants or something like that. Do you need leadership for that? I don't know. They kind of, as far as like the big jets and everything, they kind of have like standard ways of doing things that you could probably be pretty bad, but the system takes care of you. And so, I don't know. Is that one going to get a half mark? Leadership? You know what? I'm going to say no. You don't need it. Get in the plane, fly over there. You don't need to be a leader. Eh, we're gonna give that one an X. X. Oh man, don't tell me my dollar store red marker is running out of ink. Why don't I ever pay attention to my own advice? I always say if you get the cheapest thing, you're always going to be disappointed. Here we go. My black markers, they ran out of ink right away. Then I got these ones, medium priced. So far, so good. This red piece of junk from the dollar store, you get what you pay for. Uh, I kind of hate myself for that, but oh well, it's cheap. Time to get a red marker. I didn't know how much I'd be using it too. So, anyways, let's go to number 4, project management. Do you have to know how to do project management to be a pilot? Uh, like you got to plan your flight and stuff like that, but project management, I don't know. I'm going to give that one an X. I'd say no. You don't really. Now, if you're running an airline, yeah, you would probably want, if you're in management, project management, yeah. But for the average Joe Blow pilot, I would say no. And then 5, management. To me, management and leadership are kind of the same thing. Uh, but I don't know. I'm going to say management just to be a pilot. No, we're going to give that one an X. If I'm running, oh man, I'm gonna have to go get a new marker or something. Okay, number 6, analytics is what LinkedIn is saying you need, or people are looking for on jobs. And analytics, if you mean like and analyzing data, see that's another one of those wishy-washy corporate words. Like LinkedIn has all these wishy-washy corporate words, team player, I don't know, stuff like that. Goal oriented, that's a good one. But analytics, I would say, nah, you don't really have to know that one. But if you were in management in aviation, yeah, you would want to see how much fuel are the airplanes burning. Are you keeping, kind of keeping track of the whole big picture of how's your operation running? Where can you cut your expenses? Is this route that you're flying inefficient? Could you go a more efficient way of doing it? Are your planes down for maintenance more? So like that's kind of like a management type thing, and I kind of had to keep track of that a little bit before when I was a chief flight instructor. But I would say for the average pilot, nah, analytics, who cares? Teamwork. Okay, so teamwork, I would say definitely yes. You got to be a a team player if you're going to be a pilot, because any flight that you take, it's always a team effort. Whether it. Oh, and hey, Wrench, welcome to the show. Yeah, so any type of flying is whether it's like for your job or just recreationally, anything like that. It's definitely a team effort there. For one pilot to go up there and look like the hero, there's a whole bunch of people supporting that hero, right? So, and that can go all the way from the guys maintaining the airport grounds, making sure the runways are clear. It could be, air traffic controllers, definitely. You're working as a team with them, definitely. With your mechanic, how, you know, are you reporting the little things that maybe aren't so great about your airplane? Maybe you should look into. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it is, and then you're part of the team there with whatever mechanic you have lying around. You are part of the team Maybe there's the guy fueling up your airplane for you if you're at some airport, like, so there's all this stuff as a pilot that, yeah, you definitely have to be part of that team, recognize your place in the team, and that whole team is keeping you safe and your passengers. So teamwork, yeah, that's a big one. That got the red check mark, even though I'm running out of ink. Right there, teamwork for pilot. Yeah, you got to do that. Okay, number 8, according to LinkedIn, sales. Everyone's looking for sales skills. You don't need sales to be a pilot. No, if you're selling aircraft, yeah, of course. But sales is one of those things. It's you're kind of born a salesman or not. Like, the story of, oh yeah, he could sell ice to an Eskimo, or like, yeah, that's you're kind of born with that. You got to kind of like it and have a knack for it. You can do an okay job at sales if you work really hard at it, but it won't be natural and you won't be the best. And pilots probably make the worst salesmen, like anywhere. You don't need sales, Would you? And there's another thing there too, sales. Would you like fries with that? I don't know. I'm just flying the airplane. I don't want to sell any fries. So no, you don't need that. Sorry, LinkedIn. I win on that one. Okay. Problem solving skills. Okay. Now that's another one of those things that's, what does that mean exactly? So problem solving skills. It's like, well, I need gas in my car to drive out to the airport. I'll use my amazing problem solving skills to find a gas station. Like, I don't know about that. Like, what do you mean by problem solving skills? But I would say I will give that the check mark, because you're flying around and problems do arise. And do you have the skills? Like, if you fly long enough, you're going to have a problem in the air. And usually it's something you can handle, something you've been trained for. But sometimes it's something weird that maybe you were trained for one time 10 years ago and you forgot what it was. So, that's why they have an owner's manual with every airplane. You can say, what is this weird thing? And let's look in the book. So that's there. But problem solving skills, yeah. So that would require, if you a knowledge of your aircraft, and then how all the different systems work together, which you're trained to do as a pilot. And the more advanced you get with your flying, the more training you take, the more you're going to be tested on, and the higher your knowledge has to be for that type of thing. So, but yeah, problem solving skills, definitely a little bit more than, hey, where's the gas station? Okay, and 10, research skills. Okay, so LinkedIn says, hey, we want people with research skills. And I don't know how that would help somebody that's like driving a truck or working at McDonald's, or a lot of things out there. Putting a roof on a house, or getting the toilet unclogged. Do you need research skills for that? Kind of. For maybe if you're really stuck, you hit a YouTube video like this one. But research to be a pilot, I would say I would give that one a half. I'll give that one a half mark, because, and that's good, because my I gotta get a new marker. I just can't stand it when things don't work properly. It just drives me insane. Yeah, I should have. And I have no one to blame but myself for getting the cheapest marker around. Bad Graham. Okay, so there we go. That gets a half for research. I would say for the biggest thing for pilots that you're going to need research skills are basically Google search skills. So anywhere, whether in the United States and you're looking at the FARs, or you're looking at which are the federal air regulations. Here in Canada, it's the CARS, Canadian Aviation Regulations. So yeah, you have to make sure that you're flying legally. And sometimes that comes, you got to dig through a few Google searches and look through, with the exception of paragraph 3C, and you got to go through all these legalese kind of regulations and stuff, which is that's research skills. So You got to be able to find the information that you need for that particular flight or for that particular issue. Is this something? Oh, I had um, I don't know, something happened to the airplane. Is this something worth reporting? I got like a say I got a flat tire when I landed. What do I have to do about that? Do I have to report that as an accident? No, you don't actually, because it's got to do with your tires. Having a flat tire on landing is not an accident, according to what they say. It's not fun having a flat tire, but I've had a few. But yeah, it's hard to push the plane off when it's got a flat tire. You need help. But all right, let's see how LinkedIn. Let's see how they do for the grand total of. Okay, we got out of 10. I'm putting on my teacher hat here, my instructor hat. This is what they're getting on their written exam. Okay, what do we got? Okay, communication. Whoop. Oh, there we go. I just lost the cap on that too. Okay, I definitely I'm gonna throw this thing in the garbage so hard. Okay, so communication. Okay, so we got one there, 1.5. Nope, 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 nope. 2.5. Nope. 3.5. So 4 out of 10. Sorry, LinkedIn, you are off the mark when it comes to aviation. I give LinkedIn a fail, 4 out of 10, and it's not a did not pass, or I don't know what the what does they call that? They used to call it, like, I know when I was doing flight tests, it used to be a fail, but they call it like a partial pass. If you fail one thing, it's a partial pass or something. Let me get that cap. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. You are going in the garbage, mister. Okay. Okay, well, there we go. That's the official. We got the 4 out of 10. So if you are going to be getting a pilot job, most important thing is be qualified for it. Have your license and stuff. Don't stink when you show up to the interview. That is all part of customer service. Communication. Make sure you can speak some English. That's you don't have to be awesome at writing reports or anything like that, though. The odd time you'll have to report what happened if there's an accident. Sometimes the insurance company likes to hear about that, but generally communication, but verbal in English, yep, definitely. Customer service, don't stink, and show up on time too. Whoa, do people have to know that? All this other junk here. But the thing about leadership, though, if you are going to get into management or some leadership role, yeah, you're going to need some of that stuff. Generally, no. Kim Casey Campbell wrote a book about that, Flying in the Face of Fear. She is a former A-10 Warthog pilot, and she specializes in leadership. And I'm a big fan of her book that I read. Okay, and that could definitely help you out if you're going to be in leadership or management in aviation. Kim Casey Campbell, look it up. Okay, look it up because you're going to be doing your research on that one, but we'll get to that. Okay, what else we got here? Teamwork. Yep, recognize you are part of that whole gang that is getting you up in the air safely, and that will, if you recognize that they are there to help you too, that will make you a lot safer. Okay, sales. Yeah, you don't need that. Problem solving. Well, you're kind of forced to do that. If something's going wonky on the airplane and you're up there, you can't just go, oh, well, looks like I'm going to crash. You kind of have to naturally solve some problems there. Although I did know a guy, I did hear of a guy that just kind of gave up, but there was an instructor there to save his bacon. So, yeah, it's like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing, and then that's where the instructor has to intervene. I've had to do that before, but that's usually because they like freak out. This guy just gave up, anyways. Yeah, students don't freak out that much though. Right, and research. That's mostly to look through the regulations to make sure that you're paying attention to the air regulations of that country that you're flying in. And sorry, LinkedIn, 4 out of 10 fail, according to aviation. So, and getting a pilot job. So, it's better than 0. And then if you get creative, you could say, ooh, all that stuff. But that's all these employers go out there and they say, I would prefer to have at my little flight school a former astronaut that has a PhD in mechanical engineering, specializing in aerodynamics. I also want somebody that used to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. And you can say all the stuff you want. Oh, I want Superman to be here, and I want to pay him 10 cents an hour. Like that's ideal. The perfect employee is someone who's like super qualified and works for free, but that doesn't exist in the real world. So if you can just show up and not smell and you're qualified to be safe, generally, you're in pretty good shape to be a pilot. So, anyways, yeah, okay. That's about it. We're gonna go through some comments here. We'll bring Travis up here again because I like to hear that I'm looking good. And what else we got here? Ranch has a couple little. Okay, all right. Wrench is always laughing at past history and lived experience, kind of redundant and repetitive again. Redundant and repetitive. I like that. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see what this says here. Research is impossible now. SA talks about doing your own research. Yeah, if you search on the internet, it's all biased. Best data is hard. Yeah. So yeah, and that's why, like, when I was looking for skills that are needed for jobs and that, like, it seems like the Google searches have been getting worse over the years. And I don't know why. And even like searching for certain topics that I used to, even on YouTube search and stuff like that, it was I remember, like, okay, I want to find this, and then YouTube gives it to me. And then now it's like, this is not, they'll give me something that's close to what I was looking for. But no, I'm looking for this exact term, like these exact words. It's put that in the title. I want these words, and they won't give it to you. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, it is Google and YouTube. It is a private corporation, and they can do whatever they want. So, oh well, you go to some other, DuckDuckGo, or one of the other ones. I don't know. There's some Yahoo, I guess, but some other things you could search for information. But yeah, it's really hard to do any type of research out there. But that being said, it's still pretty good. It'll get you, yeah. Or even I was looking the other day for regulations with regards to aviation here. And it seems to me it was easier to find before. I did get the information that I needed. A lot of times it's best to go to, if there's like a forum there or Reddit or something like that. Sometimes that the human intel can kind of point you where Google's not pointing you. So, oh well, here we go. Let's see what else we got here. How many candidates does a job normally scare up to interview? With engineers, we often don't get many, but HR sifts through them before we can see them. Yeah, because Wrench is an engineer. And yeah, at the last point where I was in the position to hire instructors, there was just there was none around. So, and I think it's still the case that way. I heard, what is it? Someone, okay, up here in Canada, there's this company called Jazz, and it's kind of like what would you call that? A regional, I guess, for Air Canada. And somebody left there to jump over to another sort of regional with no upward mobility within Air Canada, but this other regional was paying double what the other regional was paying. Like, there's a price war right now for qualified pilots that can fly, turboprops and stuff like that. They're in demand, and the wages are starting to really They're trying to steal from all the other airlines. So that's good news for pilots that wages are going up. And it's about time. Everything else is going up. You think the wages should catch up by now. But yeah, so with engineers, yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Oh yeah, Wrench. I know of one guy recently graduated as an electrical engineer. Because I kind of follow something on there and like, hey, this guy graduated from electrical engineering. But anyways, okay. All right, but that's not up to you to look for it. That's HR's department to get those guys. So HR is going to LinkedIn. So who knows how great they are. Uh, Here we go. And maybe a 300-hour old engineer can be an instructor. Absolutely. Absolutely. You just get your training. It's all open there. You just like, hi, I got an instructor rating. Okay, you're hired. Your airplane's over here. Generally, that's kind of the way it goes. Although here in Canada, there seems to be like in the bigger population centers, like all these younger guys are like they're living at home and then they're getting their first job as an instructor, and instructors don't pay anything. The job doesn't pay anything when you first start off, so it's kind of the starving student pay your dues kind of thing. But yeah, so it could be a little bit more competitive to get an instructor job in a large population center at a bigger airport, because there's competition from all the young guys and they can live at home for free and drive dad's car and stuff like that out to the airport. So they can't afford to go fly off to, or you pretty much can't afford to go to, I don't know, what's some place, Boise, Idaho or something, and just like, okay, hey, I'm going to move halfway across the country to Boise and get a job. Okay, you don't get paid enough to drive you out there kind of thing. So what do we got here? Oh, and Wrench is asking about, is it a day job? I'd consider it during off hours. Yeah, so that's another thing too, is that we'll leave that up. Yeah, if you're going to be a flight instructor, a lot of guys would like to do, they're kind of like, okay, I got my 40-hour a week, my main job, and then, hey, that'd be kind of cool if I could instruct on the weekends or something. But I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things, like when I was in the position to do that, I never really hired too many part-time instructors unless they were available during the week too, and they were very flexible, and I kind of knew them and I knew they'd be showing up, because it's kind of a disservice to the students, I found, so they get their instructor and they say, oh great, I can fly on Saturday and Sunday. But then, okay, well, something happens, the weather's bad, now they get canceled, we got to wait till the next week. And then, oh, the weather's bad there too, and then they got the next week, and then one of them's on vacation, then you go the next week, and now you've gone a month without flying. Student forgot everything. And so I never really found that part-time instructors would ever work out that well. So okay, and what else we got here? And I can see your comment here, Shecky, and you are entitled, and I know exactly what's going on with you and him. So I will say this one. Thank you. I will definitely take a thumbs up. Yeah, thanks, Shecky. Yeah, here we go. Whoop. And then Wrench was saying he took all of his training during off hours as a student. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your employer how much they can do that, and I guess it depends on where you are in the country, how long your flying season is and stuff. For me, I found out like people that say, well, actually, if your instructor is part-time and they're willing to fly after work or something like that, then that can work out for students. But generally, generally that people are tired after work and they don't want to do another flying job, but some do. I had some instructors doing that, and that worked out fine. So it really depends on. I would say if you are thinking about that, Wrench, talk to your local flight school and bounce the idea off of them. It doesn't hurt to ask, and you can talk airplanes, so that's always cool. All right. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for today. I did go through my little summary. LinkedIn fails when it comes to airplane jobs, but management, it probably would have been a pass. And there we go. Yes, Greg. All caps, of course. Yeah, didn't work out so great for some people there, but yeah, all right. Okay, thanks for showing up, Greg. And that's about it for today. So today is Friday, and so today my girlfriend, instead of we usually have like tacos one Friday and then pizza the other Friday. So yeah, today my girlfriend she's making pupusas. She's going to try her hand at making pupusas, which is an El Salvadoran dish, and it was great when we were down there to eat these things. So we'll see how good of a chef she is. And as a guy in a successful relationship, no matter how bad it tastes, it's going to be delicious. There we go. So okay, so that's about it. Today is Friday. I'll be eating pupusas tonight, and they will be delicious. And so Monday, I'll be back on Monday, because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern, and we'll just kind of shut her down here. So thank you for watching. Bye.